I haven't been super happy with this helmet mount for my camera. So the top is okay, but I'd really like to have one on the side. This is a Troy Lee Designs helmet. It's what I wear when I mountain bike. I like it. I haven't had a major crash, so I don't know what it's really like, but it's comfortable. This was a little annoying, so I hit it with a Sharpie. Clearly have to probably do better, maybe heat gun it. Anyway, here's the package that I bought on Amazon, and it was a pretty good deal. It was like 11 bucks and change. It comes with a ton of stuff. Look at all that. Anyway, what I'm going to do is keep that one, but then add another one on the side that I think I like better. Pretty sure this is the one. So I'm going to do some more research and figure out the best way to mount this thing. The problem that I'm noticing is that the way this helmet is vented and the way I want to use this thing, so it has to be kind of like this. So the GoPro is going to fit in there, or whatever kind of camera that I have. This is the one I actually it's cheaper than the GoPro that I use for my filming. It's called an Osmo, I think. So I think what has to happen is this has to be kind of here, and that's gonna, the idea is rather than having the one here, I can really get a good look at what I'm looking at if I mount it right in front of me. So that's the objective, but that means I'm gonna have to mount it here, and as you can see, it's not like all there. So it'd be nice if I could just mount it someplace like that, where it would be have full contact. Here, I'm kind of feeling like it's riskier. And I don't honestly know if it's gonna hold, so this is gonna be an experiment. So here's the sticky stuff, all different sizes. And it's gonna go like that. And then I'm just gonna stick it here and hope for the best. I don't know, maybe what I'll end up doing is putting a hole in here and like putting a bolt in there. I think that's possible, or a screw. But for the moment, I'm gonna give this a shot and just see if I can get away with it as it is. So it's really gotta be kind of like here, I think. Boy, that's not awesome in terms of like material on which to anchor, but that's pretty much it. This area right here. So I'm gonna start with this. I'm gonna stick this on there first, I think. Does it matter which side, red or white? I think it'd be the same, but why are there two different colors? I don't know. So the pad itself is gray on both sides. I'm sure that someone out there knows what the logic is for that. I don't. I'm just squeezing, putting it on, and then I'm gonna actually click this in here, so I'm sure I can pull it off with brute force, but I want to make sure that like I get it as close to where I want it the first time, and I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. So I am nervous about this falling off, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So something like that. So kind of gonna be down here a little. And I guess the question is it going to hold? And that's gonna be the experiment, right? Is it going to hold? I think that's about as good as I'm gonna be able to get it. Not perfect, but I think it may do the trick. So pulling this off. I don't know why the red side seems more difficult to remove. And then thinking about it, backing up a little bit. Okay, so here we go, pushing it on. It doesn't say how long it needs to set. Is it an hour? Is it 24 hours? Is it 48 hours? I don't know. But there it is. I am gonna ride today, so I guess we'll see if my camera ends up on the ground or not. I don't ride super hard, but that's the way it looks from the inside. Ashland Creek. We're going to cross up here again. Reservoir's coming up straight ahead. There's the water tank. Looks like plenty of water right now. Spillway's fully open. So no trespassing is a suggestion. We got this little crossing. Creek's looking good here. Parking lot looks pretty well attended right now. I may end up seeing a lot of people on the trail today. Not my favorite thing. Coming up on the shiny new culvert. All this fresh guardrail, bollards. Everything looks so nice. I have to say, it looks like it's a much better design. Looks like they're getting some plantings in there. This used to be the parking lot for the ferry ponds. It's interesting, the gate's open, but it's not really. These little guys here with the yellow flowers, those are Oregon grape, the state flower of our lovely state of Oregon. And this is Wonder Trail. Definitely my favorite of the watershed. Quick and easy. And for me, right about at my skill level and my fitness level too. Which both honestly are not super high. Grape in its natural habitat.
Thank you. Thank you. Just us.
That's the whole team.
Yep.
More signs of springtime. This is all poison oak in here, all this shiny stuff. Unfortunately, not all the signs are good ones. All this poison oak is sure pretty.
Doesn't make you just want to kick off your shoes and run through it. I think I'm going to wait on that. So much poison oak. Fun little bit here. Starts off pretty flat and pretty. Black oaks and madrones. Madrones are these ones with the bark that's coming off. Some walkers there. I think I can do this though. Had to pull off for this guy who was jamming. That's what I get for riding an enduro and for being out of shape. Pretty section here with the morning light coming through the trees. Now at Ashland, my favorite little bench. Onward and upward. This crew's got walking sticks, all of them. They commented a lot of people out today, and I'm like, oh yeah, Sunday morning. Another pretty stretch in here. Pretty madrones. Look at that color. On approach to Lunch Rocks, looks like we finally have some luck with this tree across the trail. And looks like that sawdust is fresh. So hey, finally. It's interesting that the trail people took care of this big boy a lot sooner, probably a good month before. This one's still got some sawdust though too. Here's that trail junction. Here is Lunch Rocks. And there's Ashland again, right through there. So pretty in here on the way down. This madrone here, sort of the gateway to a favorite part of the trail. So I got some views. That's Grizzly Peak there, the highest point. I guess the highest point is the shoulders. And you can see McLaughlin in the background.
Here's the final look of how this thing sits on the helmet. From the side, if you're holding the helmet level, it looks like it's really tipped up. But when the helmet's actually on, it kind of sits like this. So from this angle, you can see the camera's pretty much level. And it didn't move around much. I did tighten up these little bolts here. I just used a Phillips head and it got pretty snug. And also I was pleased that this adhesive really held, even though, as you can see, it's not ideal. So far, I'm very pleased. Worked out well, I prefer it. I just have to figure out how to breathe more quietly or somehow navigate that, because I found it just super annoying when I was doing the editing for this video. I'm planning on using this mount now instead of this one. I'm not going to take this one off because I'm going to have it as a backup, but definitely this chin one I think is the way to go.